Today's Namaste Yoga continues our Lakshmi series on Veera Lakshmi. Hello and welcome to episode 164 of Namaste Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so proud of you for getting on your mat each and every week or every day. I know lots of you get on your mat and do Namaste Yoga every day, so it's so fantastic, the changes, the impact that you're having on your life and the life of those around you because of you doing your yoga. I've been getting tons of testimonials from episode 101 of Namaste Yoga, and honestly, like several, at least half a dozen this week. So I just wanted to share one with you from YouTube this week. And this is just one. And this is from Sandy. She says, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for this video. I am a beginner, and this was just a great introduction to the whole yoga world. So namaste, Sandy. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this is because Namaste Yoga 101 is a great episode to share with your friends who are just starting out with yoga or who want to try yoga. It's a great introductory class. We go through things really nice and slow. And it's available in Spanish and Italian now. So thanks to Serena, who just translated it into Italian, and she's working on translating episode 129 into Italian right now as well. So we appreciate that so very much. And it's a great episode for people to start with. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, we have several beginner classes that you can recommend. There's a beginner class playlist, and then there's a beginner series playlist. So I think all in all, there's close to a dozen beginner classes that you can recommend to your friends. So thank you for leaving your 5-star ratings on iTunes. That really helps other people find us, and on YouTube. And there are directions on how to do that at thankyoumelissa.com. Okay, I have some exciting news this morning. Right now, I am wearing the one and only prototype of this brand new bamboo bra cami top. And at the end of this episode today, I will be telling you about a special promotion that Donna from Squeezed has for you. So if you watch all the way to the end of the class, if you do the class, watch all the way to the end, I'll tell you about that special promotion. And also thank you to Dusky Leaf for our yoga mat and our blocks and our really big yoga bag. We're going to start today's class with a mudra for inner strength, because Veera Lakshmi is all about gathering up strength, power, and courage. And so this mudra is about inner strength. And it's called the Makara mudra. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable for sitting, because you'll be receiving the teachings today sitting while you're sitting with this mudra. You may want to get a cushion to sit on, whatever you need to be comfortable for sitting. And then once you're comfortable sitting, I'll show you this mudra, which you'll really need to pay attention to, because it took a lot of figuring out for me to put this mudra together. So I'll show you slowly, and I promise I'll show you a few times. So the Makara mudra, on your left hand, you're going to bring your thumb and your ring finger together. And then on your right hand, you're going to place your right thumb on the inside of your palm, resting on the webbing between your baby finger and your pinky finger. So it goes like that. And then your hand is going to rest around the back of your roof of your hand. Now, that might seem like it was pretty simple, doesn't it? It did take me a little while to figure that out. So let me build that again from the beginning. Left hand, thumb, and ring finger together. Imagine reading that from a book. Maybe that's why it was harder. Now there's a video about it. It makes it easier. Thumb goes between the webbing of your ring finger and your baby finger, and it rests on your palm. And then the rest of your fingers wrap around and sit on the roof of your hand. There was no YouTube video of this until now. Okay, and then this is just going to rest at about the level of your heart, and you can relax your hand, your elbows down, relax your shoulders down. And your first two fingers are going to be extended out of your left hand. Yeah, kind of like a peace sign. So this is your Makara Mudra for inner strength. I thought this would be fabulous for you to receive the teachings on Vera Lakshmi, that you would be doing a mudra on inner strength while you learn all about Vera Lakshmi, so that you're in a position where you're already in practice and in an alert seated position to receive the teachings. So find your breath. Begin by breathing in and out, nice long, slow, deep breaths. Vera Lakshmi is the form of Lakshmi who gives infinite courage, strength, and power. People connect with this form of Lakshmi to gain valor, strength, and overcome daunting challenges in their lives. Vera Lakshmi will help you live a life of stability. Vera Lakshmi is also known as Darya Lakshmi. You can call on this form of Lakshmi for bravery, fearlessness, and a mind to conquer anything. With these attitudes, you will be able to lead your life with confidence. When I think of power, I think often my mind and mental constructs go to external images of power, such as the warrior archetype. However, through courage, strength, and power comes a great inner power as well. The connection with Darya Lakshmi gives a life of immense patience and inner stability. Darya means passion. And I have been thinking a lot about how yoga affects us on all layers of our being. How we are not just one-dimensional physical beings. As I prepare for the yoga retreat cleanse for the members on March of 2013, I am thinking about preparing a cleanse not only for their physical bodies, but also for their energetic bodies, their emotional bodies, their mental and thought bodies, so their minds, and their spiritual bodies. So reflect right now on what it is like to have passion, courage, strength, and power on all levels of your being. Vera Lakshmi has 8 arms. 8 is the number of abundance and prosperity. The endless loop of the number 8 is the number to signify the infinite flow of money, time, ideas, and in this case, courage, strength, and power to overcome difficulties in your life. Vera Lakshmi wears red, which is the color of the root chakra. This is an incredibly grounding, rooting, and stabilizing energy, which leads to the stability and inner strength that comes from her energy. Veera Lakshmi carries a chakra, which is a symbol of the cycle of life and death, but in this form is also considered a weapon and symbolic of power. She also carries other weapons, including a bow and an arrow. The arrow represents the male, and the bow represents female energy. Probably one of the most important weapons that Lakshmi carries, in my opinion, in this form, is her sword. This is the symbol of wisdom and the battles against ignorance. One of the greatest battles we fight is the inner battle against our own mind and all the stories it weaves. We have to remember not to take our thoughts so seriously, not to get wrapped up in the stories of our past and the worries and anxieties about our future. The sword is a great weapon against the wrath of our mind. It takes courage, strength, and determination to battle against our minds day in and day out. Darya Lakshmi also carries a shank or a conch shell. The sound of this musical instrument is used to ward off demons. The spiraling of the conch is symbolic of infinite space, reminding us we have infinite space for our growth on the spiritual path. Veera Lakshmi is also connected to wisdom as she holds in one of her hands a bundle of palm leaf scriptures. Her other two hands are in the Abhaya Mudra and Varada Mudra. The Abhaya Mudra is the mudra of no fear, which is entirely appropriate for this version of Lakshmi and representation of protection, peace, benevolence, and the dispelling of fear. With this gesture, Lakshmi's hand is held up as if to say, stop. Stop your worries. There's no need to fear. You will have an abundance of courage, strength, and power. The Varada Mudra is a boon-granting gesture, or a gesture of generosity, which is made when Lakshmi's hand is held outwards and downwards. Here she is open-handed and generous, endowing us with all we are ready to receive. She is ready to grant us our wish. This is her gift-giving hand, ready to give a generous handout of courage, strength, and power to overcome all of the difficulties in your life. So reflect on everything you've just taken in on Veera Lakshmi, on the concepts of courage, strength, and power. And courage, strength, and power, not just in your physical expression, but also courage, strength, and power internally for your mind, your emotions, your spirit, your energy. And begin to set an intention for what it is you would like to receive. There's that Varada Mudra. What would you like to receive for your yoga practice today? Why are you here? So what would you most like to get out of your yoga practice today? And when you've set your intention for your practice, you can begin to wiggle and stretch out, but stay resting back on the ground, because we'll start our asanas, the yoga posture part of our practice, lying on the ground. Okay, so our first yoga asana today is bridge pose to connect with the stability of Veera Lakshmi, the rooting that red that she wears of the root chakra. And if you have a yoga block, which I recommended in the show notes, you can place it between your legs. I just like that for the alignment that it gives. And keep your feet hip bone width apart. Press into your feet and lift your pelvis up off the ground. I just love this pose as a root chakra pose. It really connects you to the earth. It lets you feel your legs. It gives that real stability. And we won't go into a huge back bend in it today. I just want you to feel that connection to the earth here. Feel your legs. Feel your whole foot on the ground, each foot on the ground. Feel the strength and power of your legs. Feel the inside edges of your feet. And then you can slowly lower your pelvis back down to the ground. Hold on to your block and draw your knees into your chest. If you have any knee issues, then hold on behind your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. Oh wow, nothing feels as good against your skin as bamboo. This bamboo top feels really nice. And then we're going to come up onto all fours, and here we'll grab some of that power. I'll just get you to tuck your chin here and roll yourself up and come onto all fours, and we'll begin here by warming up your spine a little bit. So just spread your fingers nice and wide here, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Exhale and round up through your spine, and then inhale and arch through your spine. Breathe out and round up through your spine. And breathe in and arch through your spine. If your wrists bother you at all in this position, you can always come onto fists. Breathe out and arch through your spine. Breathe in. I meant to say round, now I'm saying arch. Breathe in, round. Now I'm even saying your breath wrong. You just keep breathing and moving your spine. Do as I'm doing, not as I say. Breathe out, round. Breathe in and arch. And we'll do one more like that. It's so dark here today, and we're getting tons of snow already. You're supposed to get a snowstorm tomorrow, but it looks like it's starting already today. We're supposed to get about a foot of snow here. It's kind of exciting. Nice snow day tomorrow. I'm going to stay inside and do lots of research and write a lecture for Tim's yawning behind the camera. But I'm going to write a lecture for the teachers, the continuing education for the teacher training that we're doing right now. Okay, we're going to do Uttihita, Chaturanga, Dandasana, which is a fancy way of saying plank pose. I think one of the greatest ways to connect to your inner power is by connecting to your core strength. So we're going to do a few poses for your core strength today. So hands just a little bit forward of your shoulders. Spread those fingers really wide and reach into the webs of your hands so you come out of your wrists. Reach your right leg back and long behind you. And then reach your left leg back and long behind you and tuck your tailbone under. Draw your navel back to your spine, your ears back over your shoulders. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then lower your knees down and sit back on your heels to stretch out your back and your shoulders here. Okay, and then roll up to seated. And we're going to do another core strengthening exercise to feel that inner power, gather up our core strength. And this exercise, though, if you have a slip disc or herniated disc, then you are not going to want to do this exercise. You could go back to doing the plank, or you could lie on your back and you could do an ab curl instead. That would be better for you. We're going to do boat pose, Navasana. So knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor. This would be another good one to use your block to make sure you're, ooh, that is really good to use your block, because then you really get your, you gather up your mula bandha nicely there too. Yeah, that's really great. Use your block. I can feel my core working already more, a lot better. Okay, you're going to, wow, I really like it with the block. You're going to lift up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back through your spine, draw your shoulders back, inhale here, and you're going to exhale and lean back. And shaking is normal because that's your core stabilizer is firing out. So that's okay, that's normal. You're just going to lean back, take your feet a little wide, and sway, do some little windshield wiper legs, because that'll help release your hip flexors, which we're probably gripping with that. Should we do one more of those? Let's do another one. I know you're like, oh, let's not, but let's get a little bit more core strength going here. It'll be good for you. Like Brussels sprouts are good for you. Okay, use that block again. That was really good, because you can feel how you lift up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back through your spine so you get your muscles all the way from your inner thighs, drawing up. Feel that inner power. You get that real lift right from inside. And then pull your shoulders back so you're engaging your muscles in your upper back. Inhale. Exhale, lean back till you feel your muscles engage. That is nice. I'll even let you keep your feet on the ground. Can you see that I'm shaking? Yeah, so we're all shaking together. It's okay, it's all good. Keep breathing. And then hinge your hips back up. Whew. Good job. Really good. Very nice. Okay, let's sway your legs again to release your hips in case there was any gripping in your hips. It's great. So really gathering on that inner strength, building strength from the inside out. Isn't that great? Rather than we've been dealing with some bullying at school, and bullying is like that, creating strength from the outside, right? Trying to create strength from the outside, and so much better to gather your strength from the inside. So you can feel that when we create that strength on the physical level, it goes through and it transfers to all those other layers of our being too, right? It transfers through to your mental body, to your energy, to your emotions, to your spirit. So it just ripples through and has that effect. Okay, my favorite way to create that power is through your breath, through pranayama practice. And so I love accessing it on the level of your third chakra through Kapalabhati breath, through skull shining breath. The way I like to teach skull shining breath is to start with a ha breath and place your hands on your belly and inhale and exhale with a ha, so you're pulling your belly back. Ha, 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 ha. So then what you do is you inhale and you do it through your nose. So it's I'm sorry, I need to get a tissue. It's a really good idea to clear your nose before you start Kapalabhati breath. So let's have a little time out so you can clear your nasal passages so you're not slinging any snot while you're doing your Kapalabhati breath. So now that I've cleared my nasal passages, Tim wants you to know that we uploaded in 1080p and you can see my snot slinging in high definition on YouTube only. Okay, so let's get back to this. So it's you exhale, you draw your belly back, and the exhalation is active and the inhalation is passive. So by creating a really strong exhalation, you create a vacuum for the inhalation to come in passively. So what I found when I first started learning this breath practice is that I would go and go and go, and then I would kind of run out of air. Because for some reason at the beginning, when you start this breath practice, you're not really creating a good enough vacuum for the breath to come back in. But it's okay, just fake it till you make it, and eventually you'll get the hang of it so that your inhalation comes passively. Okay? So let's try this together. We'll start by taking a big breath in. And keep your hands on your belly so you can connect with that abdominal wall coming back. Take a big breath in. Take a deep breath out. Breathe in part way and hold your breath. And exhale when the need is great. Great, so we're going to do that again. Let's do it this time with the Makara Mudra. So in your left hand, your thumb and your ring finger together. Your right hand, your thumb is going to sit into the webbing between your ring finger and your baby finger. You wrap the rest of your fingers around the back of your hand. We'll just rest that at about the level of your heart. Your first two fingers of your left hand extend. And we'll use the Kapalabhati breath. Okay, so big breath in. Big inhale. Breathe all the way out. Breathe in part way and hold. Exhale when the need is great. Great. So those were a few exercises in a row, different ways of connecting with that internal power from your third chakra, to connect with that sense of strength and power. So, okay, we're going to come up to standing now. So come onto all fours. We'll transition through downward facing dog. Hands come under your shoulders, maybe slightly in front of them. Knees are underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under. Spread your fingers really wide. Reach out into the webs of your hands. Breathe in. Exhale, reach your hips up towards the ceiling. We haven't done much to stretch out your legs, so you might want to alternate your heels to the ground here. Let your head dangle to stretch out your neck. Stretch out your spine. And when you're ready, you can walk your feet into your hands and make your way up to standing. Okay, from standing, we're going to do Warrior 1 and Warrior 3 pose to connect with our courage, strength, and power today for Vera Lakshmi. So, let's stand at the front of your mat, but maybe not all the way at the front of your mat, depending on how much room you have in your space, because we're going to tip forward to Warrior 3, so keep that in mind. And you'll take a step back with your left foot. And turn your hips so they face the front edge of your mat. And then sink down through your right sit bone so that your front leg comes towards a right angle as much as possible for you. Find the outside edge of your foot in your back left foot. And then bring your arms straight up. So Warrior One pose is about having the courage to face your life straight on, to overcome the difficulties in your life. See if you can sink a little bit more into your front right glute. And then you're going to come up onto your back left toe and tip up onto your right leg for Warrior Three. And then shift back and let that posture fall out of your body. And come back up to the front of your mat. And I just need a little falling out breath here. Having courage and strength takes energy. Let's do a Warrior 1 and 3 on the other side too. So take a step back with your right foot. Turn your hips to face the long edge of your mat. Find the outside edge of your back right foot there. Sink down through your left sit bone. Bring your arms straight up. Breathing, finding that inner courage and strength and power to face your life, overcoming your difficulties and challenges. And then you're going to come up onto your back right toe, shift your weight onto your front left foot, and lift yourself up into Warrior 3. And then release this posture from your body. Okay, fabulous. And now we're going to wait for my sneeze. No, I think it's fast. Okay, now we're going to come onto your stomach and we're going to do bow pose, because bow is one of the things that she carries in one of her hands. So you can go ahead and lie down on your stomach. Okay. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under, press the front of your pelvis into the ground. And we'll do half bow. So bend your right leg in and reach around and hold on to the top of your foot or your ankle. And if you can't reach, that's why I put the strap in the show notes. So you can use a strap and hook your foot up with the strap. Roll your right shoulder back and up. Pull your heel away from your buttocks to lift your chest off the ground. Nice long, slow, deep breaths. And then you can slowly lower yourself down. Release your right leg. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Tuck your tailbone under. You'll bend your left leg in. Reach around and hold on to the top of your foot or your ankle if you can reach it. And if you can't reach, then you can use your strap. Roll your left shoulder back and up. You can use your right hand to leverage yourself, but pull your ankle away from your body to lift your chest up off the ground. And if you don't have room like me, you can even bend your elbow here. And use your forearm to lift you off the ground. And then slowly lower yourself down. Wiggle your hips from side to side just to release your low back a little bit here. And then you can push yourself up onto all fours and come back into child's pose just to have a counter pose here. Let's do child's pose with your hands down by your feet. If this position doesn't work for you and your body, you can always lie on your back with your knees into your chest. Same position, different orientation to gravity. Okay, so slowly roll up to kneeling. And we're going to do hero's pose, and I chose hero's pose because it seemed to me that the name of that pose embodied what we're trying to create today, which was strength and valor and courage. So this isn't a pose that I think we've ever done before, and there's a reason for that. And it's not because it's necessarily a hard pose, it's just that it's one that you have to exercise caution in because of knees. So I'm going to give you some options in this pose, and one is to use a block. So what you can do basically with this pose is here's the first modification for this pose. How about that? Is to sit on your knees like this, on your heels like this. This would be a version of hero's pose. Another option is, okay, I'll show you the full version of the pose now. The full version of the pose, it's very important that you keep your toes pointing straight back and not out to the side. Because if your toes go out to the side, then you're compromising your knees. So what you're going to do is you roll your calves out and you sit down between your heels. That's the full version of hero's pose. And it's pretty intense. It's a big stretch for the fronts of your ankles. And then what you can do once you're in it is you spread your toes out. You stretch for each one of your toes. So you spread out your toes. And widen the soles of your feet. So let me give you, if you're in it, it's intense, and you want to just spend some time and be in it easily. Let me also show you how to get out of it. So to come out of it, you're going to reach up, lean forward, and come forward and up. Okay? Modifications are to put a block in the middle, so you're just not going down as far. Okay? Or a lower block. Or put maybe a blanket or a pillow, but so that you're not going all the way to the ground, so that you're going down incrementally. So that would be a good modification for that pose. Okay, so that's hero's pose. It's good. It's good for your joints, but it's one that you have to exercise caution with. Okay, and then I wanted to finish with a pose, which is lion's breath, lion's pose, because they're the animal that is archetypally about courage, right? So let's do lion's breath, and you can do this from hero's pose position, but let's not do it from that full position, but you can just do it from sitting on your heels with a block between your legs is great. Take your hands, make your lion's paws, spread them nice and wide on your knees, and you're going to inhale. Exhale, you'll stick your tongue out down to your chin. Turn your eyes up to between your two real eyes and in the middle of your forehead, and then you roar like a lion. We'll do that 2 more times. One more. Great. And that really helps to cleanse your throat chakra and express your fierce side. And I lied. I have one more thing. We're going to do the Ganesh Mudra for courage. So you hook your left hand around your right hand and you bring it up to your heart center. So we'll sit with that for a few minutes before you rest back for Shavasana. And then you can release that Ganesh Mudra. And we will go ahead and get you to rest back for Shavasana to receive your practice and integrate your practice. So go ahead and lie down on your backs and turn your palms up beside you. If your low back is tender, you can always bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. Even place a bolster underneath your knees. If you're chilly, you can put a blanket on you. So today's class was about connecting with your infinite source of courage, strength, and power within you to overcome difficulties and challenges in your life. In order to live a life of stability. To gather up this bravery and fearlessness so that you can have a mind and emotions and spirit to conquer anything. So that with these attitudes you will be able to live your life with confidence. Remembering that courage, strength, and power are not just external physical constructs, but inner power. And that we can draw on these inner reserves to have a life of immense patience and inner stability as well. So as you reflect back on your practice today, what stands out? What seems most important? And what's the life connection? How does that connect to the rest of your life? So what's one small thing you're going to take with you from your practice today, from your yoga, out into your day-to-day life? Not a big, huge thing. Just one small thing that you can take with you and put into action in the next day. So when you're ready, you can start to wiggle and stretch out. Let your breath deepen. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And make your way up to sitting. So thank you for joining me for episode 164 of Namaste Yoga. I appreciate very much your time. And at the beginning of the episode, I told you I would let you know how you could get one of these fabulous bra camis. And I have to say, this is the first time I've worn one of these bamboo tops. I've had the long sleeve ones before, but then it doesn't sit right against your body. And this has just been like wearing lingerie the whole class. It feels really lovely against my skin. I really enjoyed it. So right now I'm wearing the only one, but you can get one too. So Donna is offering a limited pre-order, and this is going to be a special just for you Namaste yogis. And the only way that you can get it is to get on her mailing list. So you have to sign up for her list at squeeze.ca. This video is going to come out on Friday, February the 8th. The offer is going to be on Saturday, February the 9th, that you can sign up for a limited pre-order, and it's going to be on special for Namaste yogis only. And you'll be able to receive the offer this weekend only. So it's a really limited time offer and it's going to be a great deal. So I encourage you to check it out. And I just thank Donna so much. She's like one of the most special, amazing, loving, caring, nurturing woman. It was my 40th birthday this week, and she had me over to her place for birthday dinner, and just was so generous and kind, and she's just amazing, generous person, and I'm just feel so grateful to have her in my life. So definitely check that out, get on our mailing list, and I really love this top. Excited to have the only one right now. So thank you so much for joining us for 164. I will see you next week for 165 or on the membership site. Namaste.